Blue Team Wethers is a partnership with Double J Show Goats and Raff Boars, Joe Raff. And we've been a partner for about 15 years raising wethers, and our whole goal is to produce quality animals that each time that kid walks into the show ring, he's got the chance of winning a banner. And not just a banner at a local show or at a county show, but a major banner at a big show. When we started off here at Double J Show Goats and joining Joe Raff to make Blue Team Wethers, I was looking for that animal that had that different look, that style, that muscle. And Joe had done a great job in developing that muscle and had a great success with what he was doing. Genetics make a huge role in how these animals grow. We want to have our animals so when they come out and look at them, they can see the potential in them. They can see the base width, the muscle shape, to know what they're going to look like later on down the road. And we try to develop animals that grow that way throughout the feeding program. Some animals, if they don't have quite the right genetics, they might mature out early. And if you've got a show that's a little later on, it makes it a little tougher for you. With our genetics, we try to keep them to where they keep that same youthful look, but just continue to grow and get better the entire time through the feeding program. Blue Team starts off with an extensive embryo program. We've got over 20 does that we flush multiple times a year. We AI, and the good thing about our genetic program is we're not relying on one buck to produce our program. We've got multiple bucks that we've made winners with. So having a variety, but consistency in the look of these animals and how they perform. So when these kids get a Blue Team Wether animal home every year, they know how to feed this animal. And when they call us, if they've got questions, it's something we can help them to succeed in their feeding and showing program. We kid out approximately 800 does in our Blue Team Wethers partnership. Out of those 800 does and the kids that will be born, about a third of those come out of our embryo program. So when you're looking at numbers and depth of quality, you'll find that here at Blue Team Wethers. And it's something that we work hard and spend a lot of time, money, and effort to do in bringing you top quality animals. When we're selecting bucks in our breeding program, it's not just looking at that one individual and saying, man, that's a good animal. When we select it, it's based on genetics, how they line up, the genetics several generations back to where we know that we're producing a consistent animal, and it helps us know how we're going to breed this animal to make that next winning wether. When you're looking at these two buck kids, they're an example of what you can get done in an embryo program. They're both out of the same doe, a different daddy, born at the same time. When you look at the brown-headed kid, he's one that has a tremendous amount of power, extremely wide base, super hard handling, huge hip, great loin, shows so much muscle and power in his shape and design. When you look at the black-headed kid, tremendous rib shape, ultra cool up through that neck and that front end, great extension in shape. When you look at the consistency of what this doe produced, but the slight differences in what is done by the two different sires, it makes it extremely unique on how you can breed these does to increase the consistency and the quality of the kids that they will produce. In the last 14 months, Blue Team Wethers animals have produced 20 banner winners at major shows. And these are across the United States, everywhere from Arizona to Denver to the American Royal in Kansas City to Houston Stock Show, San Antonio, Fort Worth, and then state fairs like Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana. So these goats have been proven all across the United States. Our whole goal in branding our animals are to have quality animals. And not only when they know they're coming to purchase animals from Blue Team that they know they're going to be good, but also we want to help the kids brand themselves as well. When they walk in that show ring, we want them to have an animal that's going to put them at the top. In the show ring, in life, and everything that you do, branding yourself to set apart and be at the top is what we all want to do. And showing the dedication and working with these animals and getting them to that point not only lead to success in the show ring, but also to success in life. There's a lot of things that you look for in the goats when you're selecting them, but genetics is one thing that if you don't start off with the right ones, doesn't matter how much work, how much time, how much effort you put into it, you're not going to get your results. When you're looking at these little kids, you want to come up here. This is what we call the rack. And when you're looking here right behind the point of the shoulder here and you feel that muscle expression. And you want something that really nearly feels like a 2x4. You want it to feel hard, you want it to come up, be square in shape. So when you touch it, you can feel that muscle expression and how far it's tied down into that animal. And then as you run your hand back, you want it to get wider. And something that you really want to look for in a good wether is you want to have a real wide, flat loin edge. A deeper loin edge, the better. And you want to really tie and transition smoothly into this hip and loin junction here. And so when you do that, it makes a huge difference, and it gives you that competitive advantage over an animal that's not tied together structurally and doesn't have the right genetics. And if you know that animal has the genetics, you know he's got the potential, then it's just taking good care of him, the proper nutrition, and you can get to where you need to be with the exercise program and hard work. You want something that's got big bone. You want that base width in between this leg. You want him really square out on his corners. And then in the same thing, when the animal's tracking from behind, you want to see width here in the back. You want to see him really track wide versus one that's narrow tracking. And that shows that judge you have the base width, the muscle dimension, the power that it takes to get it to the top of the class. When you're showing this kid, you really want to put effort into getting him set up straight. You want great lines. You want this straight up from that neck through the legs to where you have a straight line. You want that top line to be straight and square. When you're working with your animals at home, when you first get them, the more you work with them, the more they learn. It's just like practice makes perfect. Don't overwork them at first though. Work with them a little bit. After they do good, you let them relax a little bit. And then you just keep building with the amount of time that you work with that animal to where he gets better and better and can stay longer. Because when you're at a big show, you're in the ring for a long time. So for that reason there, you want to make those kids be able to stand. You got to build up their endurance to where they can handle being in the ring for a long time. When you're working with that animal, you want to get him to where he's not bracing the entire time, but when the judge comes up and he puts his hand on him, you want him feeling hard at that point in time. So you get him used to where at that time he's ready. After that, you can let him relax a little bit, but whenever that judge is looking, you want to have him looking his best every time that judge looks at him. I know where that customer's coming from. They want to be successful. If they're going to put the hard work and dedication in to work with their animals, they want to have that kid feel that experience of winning. And that's the whole thing I've done with my girls and hope to do with the customers. With Blue Team Wethers, we've had major banner winners at every show in the United States. And that's hard to say. And that takes a lot of work and dedication, work with the feeders, and being successful. And that's our whole goal, is to make them be successful. I have two little girls started showing. One's 16 now, one's about to turn 12. And my whole goal was to raise quality animals to where they could show. Had no idea at that time that we were going to take it to this next level. And that's the whole point in this program, is producing high quality animals for those kids that are wanting to be successful in the show ring. Winning is not just the gratification that you get in the show ring. It's all the hard work, the dedication, the hours that you put in on getting those animals ready for showing. And that leads to being successful in life. If those kids learn that extra hard work that it takes to try to win in that show ring, when they get out in the workforce, they know it doesn't come easy, that it takes a lot of hard work, hard hours, long days to be successful. And that's what we're trying to teach these kids, is the work ethic that it takes to be successful, but then also you get the time to spend with your family, you build relationships there that you never forget, and then at the same time you make friends, you make contacts at these shows that you never forget. It's amazing that the contacts that you make at these shows might be someone that you go to work for one day. And at the same time, if they know you're successful and the hard work that it took you to get in the top of that show ring, they know you're going to be successful in the jobs that you're going to do for them when you go to work for them. When they get our animals, we don't want it to stop there with that purchase. The whole goal is for us to be involved and help them if they've got any questions through the feeding program, through that exercise program, and even in selecting that animal for the show that they're going to. If you know certain judges, they like certain types of goats. And so the more information that we know, the better that we can help them select the proper animal to help them be successful. Some judges like an animal that's thicker, stouter. Other ones want one that's more extended, cooler in its rib shape and design. So the more you know about that animal and the type that that judge is looking for, the more successful you're going to be. We have all types of customers. Some of them are the first-time showers. And with that type customer, they're looking for something that's easy to feed. The good thing about our animals are they're easy to feed from start to finish. So there's not a whole lot that you have to do except just feed and exercise that animal and spend the time with it and work with it. We have another type of customer that's looking for the elite of the elite. They're wanting something that they know when they're going in there, they want to have a shot to win that show. And we've got the animals that fit that customer as well. And then we have another group of customers, which are our ag teachers that might have 40 kids that they're trying to buy a group of animals for. The group of kids that are here behind us, that's the group that we're getting ready for our next sale. And we sell several types of animals. We have production sales that people come to and look at our animals. We have online sales as well. And then we private treaty donor does and also mature does for someone to put into their own breeding operation. Starting a show goat business takes a lot of time, dedication, and a lot of preparation. You need to learn a lot on the animal health. You need to have facilities to hold these animals. If you've had goats very often, you know the one thing that you need is a good fence, because if it doesn't hold water, there's a good chance it won't hold a goat. But trying to have good facilities, good protection, good quality feed, a lot of these are all things that you need to be successful in your showing operation as well as your breeding operation. The type of animals that we sell here at Blue Team Wethers are a wide variety. Mainly we target top quality wethers and producing those for customers who want to be successful in the show ring. Very seldom do we sell bucks, but we do from time to time. We sell donor prospects, so we will sell a handful of very top-end doe kids that someone would want to put in their donor AI program. We also sell does that they can show as well as put into a breeding program. And then we sell mature does. These are does that we've had in our breeding program for a long time, and they've been very successful. But as we're bringing in our new genetics, we have to sell those to make room for new animals. If a customer wants to learn more about Blue Team Wethers, we'd love them to come out and see our animals. But give us a call on our cell phone, or they can reach us on our website at blueteamwethers.com. And then another way to stay up to date on what we have going on is look us up on Facebook at Blue Team Wethers. I'm Jamie Smith with Blue Team Wethers. We look forward to seeing you at one of our upcoming sales. If we can help you with anything with your show goat program, give us a call or look us up on the web.